All right, so a question from YouTube. By the way, quick reminder, if you want your question answered, post it on the channel because that's where I get a lot of these questions. Let's see what we got. How do I deal with AMOGing? Recently, I've struggled a lot with random people jumping into my sets to screw me over. It's gotten me to a point where I got AMOGed by a grandma. Well, you know, grandmas have a lot of social capital with the girl, so that's not the worst thing in the world. All right, so here's the thing. There's all kinds of things you can do after the fact to deal with AMOG, by the way, specifically is a guy, so you technically can't be AMOGed by a grandma because she's not an alpha male other guy, but whatever, understood, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, if people are joining into your interactions when you don't want them there, you can deal with it after the fact, but the best thing to do is deal with it before it happens, okay? Most guys game in a way that is an invitation to anyone to come interfere with them, okay? Why is that? They game in a way that looks like game. So the girl's sitting down, they say standing up over her and like leaning in the most awkward way for the entire interaction, and anyone walking by knows you just came over and started talking to her. Or they'll be in a bar and instead of talking face to face like this, or sitting down with the girl or whatever, they'll be like at this kind of weird angle where they're facing out, that she's facing out, and there's this open invitation for anyone to join right here and just walk up and join the conversation, right? And one, you should be facing in order to keep people out of the conversation, but more to the point, facing, making eye contact, getting more intimate is actually the better way to be conducting yourself in the interaction in general if you want attraction, if you want intimacy, okay? So doing things the right way and having it look like the girl really likes you, having good game and that looks like good game is the best way to prevent guys coming into your interaction, right? Guys will smell blood in the water, right? Especially if you're talking to one of the hottest girls in the bar. Imagine this, right? You have one of the hottest girls in the bar. Nobody's approaching her because they think she's intimidating or they think she can't be approached. You walk over and you approach her and you're having a conversation, and it seems to be going okay. And there's this like wide open spot right next to her in the conversation. Well, every guy's like, oh, she is approachable now. Oh shit, and this guy's not doing particularly well. They smell blood in the water and they'll jump in. That's the most common scenario where you get AMOGed is you're running a bad set and it's a written invitation, open invitation to anybody in the environment to just jump in, okay? So first step in AMOGing is to make sure that you don't look vulnerable, to make sure that you aren't just an invitation for them to come in. First step is obviously keep them out of the set in the first place. When someone does come into your interaction, what do you want to do? Well, you need to take charge of that situation immediately. And this is true whether it's another guy or whether it's the girl's friend or the girl's grandma. Okay, so if you're talking to a girl and her friend comes in and her friend just thinks you're some random guy and they start interacting, now you have to start all over and reopen the interaction and get the friend to like you. If instead, first of all, you found out, hey, who are you here with? And you found out that's her friend. Friend comes like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh my God, Jenny was just talking about you, yada, yada, yada. And you bring her up to speed, bring her into your group. Now it's on your terms, right? Grandma comes in, oh my goodness, this is grandma. You must be so proud of your granddaughter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And bring her up to speed, bring her in. Control things on your terms, all right? The more that you are actively making things happen in the interaction, the less things will happen to you. The more you're sitting passively and waiting, the more things will happen to you. All right, so say a guy comes in, oh, hey, what's up, man? Oh, you guys are friends? Oh, no, you haven't met. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, cool, well, have a good night, man. Take it easy. Right back into the set. And now it's very awkward for him to do anything without it looking extraordinarily gamey. You've taken away his opportunity to do anything spontaneous, to do anything without seeming try-hard, because you just greeted him in a very friendly way, but you called out the fact of the situation, which is he's coming over to approach because he sees an opportunity, right? He's being opportunistic in doing pickup. You're calling him out on that. And that's what you're really gonna do with this, like, we call it reactive AMOGing, or AMOGing once someone does come into your set or is an actual, an obstacle to deal with or is a threat to the situation. What you wanna do is you wanna point out the gap, okay? So there's how they would like to be perceived and then the actual truth. So a guy comes over, casually joins your conversation. He would like it to be perceived that he casually joined the conversation. The truth is, he came over with an agenda to pick up the obviously hot girl. So if you can point out the agenda without being negative or without seeming butthurt, you're gonna be in a really good spot. So if you're like, hey, man, I'm talking to this girl, can you just leave and like not try and pick her up? That's not gonna work, right? That comes off like you have just as much agenda as him, if not more. You're very bitter, and it's not gonna work very well. But if on the other hand, oh, hey man, what's up? How do you guys know each other? Oh, you don't know her. Oh, you should just, okay, cool. Anyway, listen, give me 1 second. Just come right. You seem like a cool guy. Just give us a second, right? And now, because you're grandfathered in, because you're already doing a good job, hopefully, in the interaction, and she already likes you, he has very little option other than to leave. I mean, he can try and be really pushy, but the more pushy he is, now he comes off as very, very needy, right? Another typical classic AMOG thing that can work in most cases is you could call out the guy for like doing pickup, like, oh dude, that was like a really good pickup line. You know what? I'll tell you what, I'm gonna let you go for a second. Just like, here, like, go ahead. I'm gonna take notes, go. But no, seriously, pick her up, right? And that can work really, really well on most guys. Don't do that on me because I will own you really bad if you do it. I've had guys do that and I know how to handle that, and they completely rue the day they tried. But it's a good tactic for about 99% of guys. So again, call out the gap, call out the difference between how they've been perceived or how they want to be perceived and the reality of the situation. And again, most AMOG lines and a lot of TZ lines with girls are this way as well. Another common one is you see a guy wearing like a Ferrari shirt or a Ferrari jacket. You're like, oh, that's an awesome jacket, man. The car's outside, right? Right? And you have to be like, no, I don't have a Ferrari. Oh, you just got the jacket. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's cool anyway. It's a nice jacket. Anyway, and then back to the situation. But all of those are not ideal. All those situations where you're engaging with the AMOG, all those situations where you're having to deal with him are not ideal, because the very fact that you're dealing with him is giving him some value and some credence. In a world where you have perfect high value and he has no value, he wouldn't even be worth your time. So the more that you can just keep him out before he comes in, the better. The more that when you deal with him, you're just very dismissive. You say whatever you have to say, you be done with him, and then you go right back to what you're doing as though he never existed, the better off you are. The more you end up engaging with him, even if the things you're doing to engage with him are clever or a higher value than him, the fact that you're engaging is giving him some of your value. So you don't want to be doing that. And also, if you get too engaged with like winning the AMOG battle, well, now you become tryhard, and that's actually low value, and he can just like ignore you and start talking to the girl, and he wins. Okay, so generally less is more. Generally, the frame should be that the girl likes you, this guy's just an annoyance, and he's to be dealt with as quickly and efficiently as possible, but in a completely friendly and positive way, or a way that's perceived of as friendly and positive. Again, if you seem butthurt, if you seem like jealous or like defensive, that's gonna definitely hurt. You seem to be positive, outgoing, but just have the stronger frame. And again, the key idea is keep her attention and do things on your terms.